another whole body approach, and then a bit of core challenge at the end. So all you need equipment wise is something to do rows with. So similar to yesterday, either someone so that you can do pull-ups or inverted rows lying on your back, or pull overs, and then split jumps, press ups. So a good mix of everything, bit more volume. And then at the end, it's core work where we're going to rattle through all 4 exercises 3 times and take no rest and see how we do. So get the equipment if you need it now. Otherwise, we'll start off with a little bit of star jumps just to get your heart rate up. In 3, 2, 1, go. Yeah, so hands overhead, feet nice and wide. Okay, then relax, go into windmills. So hands overhead, reach down, touch your toes, come back up into streamline, reach around, touch the other side. You make sure you turn as much as you can. So you're not just going down, you're also turning your chest to the left and to the right. Okay, stop there. Angry cat, happy cat. So down into your hands and knees. And we'll try and focus as much of that movement around your lower back as you can. 3, 2, 1, go. So try and keep everything still apart from your lower back. So rock it one way, then the other. And push your hands into the floor as well. So like you're finishing a push-up. Right. Remember what we talked about, guys? If your knees hurt from running, think about how much it hurts out of 10. Let us know that as well. Relax. Then thread the needle. So down on your hands and knees as you are. Curl up into a very small ball. Put one hand on your ear. And then rotate to the left. Okay. School stuff takes precedent. So that's completely cool. Then switch to the other side. Rotate from your right this time. Make sure your hips and your feet are touching. So you're not up like that. You're fully kneeling back down here. Okay, and then make sure you reach around so you're looking up at the ceiling. Like rotate as far as you possibly can. Good. Okay, stop, stand up. Then we'll go compass lunge. So imagine that, I'll call them a clock lunge or a compass lunge. So you're going to reach forward, try and hit 12 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 4 o'clock, and 6 o'clock. And then if you can, try and get to 8 o'clock on the same leg. So there. 6. And then 8. And then switch over, do the same thing on the other side. Remember, just do a quad stretch if you can't do that because of knees. Quad stretch. Yeah, a 1 being a one being like really pain-free and 10 being called adductor. Okay. Once you have done both of those compass lunges or clock lunges, whichever one makes more sense in your head, then we'll do hip swings. So you know the 4 directions by now. Just swing one way. Just make sure that your body stays up nice and straight, and then your heels cross your hips. Okay, switch sides or switch direction, change direction. Remember, try and keep your stomach tight like you're doing a plank as well. So that way all the movement is going to come from your hip flexors rather than your stomach. Okay, then switch again. So side to side if you haven't done it already. Some of you got really good balance. Then side, then switch again. Final one. You can really see who's good at keeping themselves stable. Very impressive. Okay, stop there. So we're going to do, it's Tuesday, so this is completely different for a Tuesday. So we're going to do animal movement as part of the warm-up. Starting with gorilla walk. All right, so remember, if there's anything you can't do, just go into press a plank and hold it. Everyone ready for gorilla walk? Okay, if you're not doing gorilla walks, etc., then just do running on the spot or skipping. 3, 2, 1, go. So gorilla walk, hands following feet. Then go into duck walk. Remember, sweeping your feet side to side. Try and keep your hands off the floor if you can. Stay up nice and tall. And if you have to, you can put one knee down on the floor. Then caterpillar rollovers. So go roll one way, roll the other way. Some of the screens looking a bit hectic there. Okay, stand up. Then frog leap. So jump up and down on your lily pad. Danny Sophia going for it there. Almost leaving the camera. Okay, keep going. Then we will come to close to the end with hamster run. So down, hands and knees, feet backwards and forwards. Remember, keep your form. Watch your lower back position. And then stop. Slightly longer than normal, but one round. Less rest, more work done. So like I said, we're going to start with rows. So remember, if you've got someone that can hold your hands to pull you up, go with that. Or if you've got medicine balls, you can do pullovers. If it's light, you need to try and go single arm because this is going to help build up some more scap stability. So if that's too light, you can just throw it around. One hand only. Really slow down. Hold it at the end in streamline. And then really slowly come back up. Everyone ready? 3, 2, 1, go. So 4 rounds, 1 minute 15, same as yesterday's first half. So if your bands are too light, so Charlotte, lean forward a bit more, so like you're doing RDLs. Yeah, there you go, about there. You could use a scarf. It's not really a strength movement. If you got towel, you could stand on it and try and pull, as long as it doesn't rip. Okay, so yeah, if you've got towels, etc. If I use my blanket, 1 minute back work, do 5 seconds on, 5 seconds off. So I'm trying to pull here. Relax. Pull again. Your arms won't move, but you'll use your back quite a lot. 15 seconds. Taking one more demo. Doesn't matter if you're not working here because you're learning. Towel. Stand on it. Wrap your hands around. Find the bottom position. And pull as hard as you can. 3, 2, 1. Relax. But the main thing there, guys, even though you're not moving, it should feel like you're working as hard as you can, like pulling really, 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 really hard. Into Spider-Man press-ups. 3, 2, 1, go. So remember, you can alternate between sides if you have to. But to begin with, just do a normal push-up, but with one hand slightly in front of the other one. So maybe try right hand forward a little bit, press. And then once you get used to that, try and get your feet involved as well. So side on view, one hand slightly forward, right foot comes forward. I'm going to bring my left foot forward as well. Okay, time to switch sides if you were doing it on one all the way through. But remember, same as we always say every day, make sure your back stays flat. Start from the floor if you have to. Yash, perfect. Okay, good. Make sure you want your hips touching the floor as well. So if you can't go all the way, like on my screen, if you're looking a little bit like this, just lie flat on the floor and push up. So always start from the ground. A few seconds left. 3, 2, 1, relax. Then we'll go split jumps. I think that's going to be pretty anaerobic. It's going to really help build up some of your leg strength. 1 foot in front of the other one. Jump as high as you can, and then we'll switch halfway. 3, 2, 1, go. So if you're not comfortable with the landings, just do squats. If your knees hurt for one reason or another, just stretch your quads. So remember, your foot setup is going to impact how well this goes for you. So if your feet are like really far apart like mine are now, you won't jump as high as if they're close. So try and get them looking like mine are. You pretty much just want 1 foot in front of the other one. And then you want them wide enough that they sort of match your hips. So switch over if you were sticking with 1 foot forward. If your left foot was always forward, now you want to have your right foot forward. As long as you jump as high as you physically can, not like a little sort of not going anywhere. Set up, jump, and then swap. Yeah, some of you are really thinking about your block starts. That's awesome. 10 seconds left. Maybe you don't have to start from the floor. 3, 2, 1, relax. Back to the start. So your heart rate's going to be up. You've worked like the top of your body and the bottom of your body pretty hard there. So inverted row. Ready to start again. In 3, 2, 1, go. So even if you've got bands and they feel a bit light, might be quite a good idea to try and do that hold. So if you hold your hands close, if it's too easy, then just try and take your hands slightly further away. What's really important though, is that you're leaning forward, because if you lean forward, it uses your back. If you're standing up straight and you take your hands away, it's just a shoulder exercise. We did a lot of shoulder work yesterday, but because this is meant to be for your back, you don't want to overwork your shoulders. So if you feel it around your neck here on the sides, you've got to let me know. Okay, so another demonstration for the towel setup. It's probably one of my favorites that we've used with the older guys. So put it on the floor, stand on it. If you look at my back position, I'm not moving from this. So those of you that have been inside a gym, you know what a deadlift looks like. You're just going to be here. You're trying to stand up, but because you're holding on to the towel, you won't be able to move. So you push as hard as you can and work really hard. 3, 2, 1, relax. Think about how you feel during wall sits. So for the next time you get to that, think about wall sits when you do that. Okay, into Spider-Man press up. 3, 2, 1, go. Start with your hands. Just put one slightly further in front of the other one. Then try and use your feet. Like moving your feet out just sort of helps build up your hip strength and hip mobility. But again, mainly you're just using your shoulders in a slightly different way and your chest. If it's too easy, move your hands a bit further forward and go diagonal. So you start, that's a normal one. Little split. You could go wide instead of this way. Or you could go really wide, as long as your elbows are always pointing to the ceiling. If you want to try a new position, start lying on your front and go from there. That's halfway through. So if you want to switch, if you manage to stick on one side, now you want to swap over. Just make sure you're not doing a lunging action. So when you bring your feet to the side, it's to the side, not forwards. So this is what it looks like. So there's the Spider-Man lunge. There's the Spider-Man press up. So I'm pushing my leg towards the camera, not towards my head. Okay, relax. Okay, Finn, I'll have a look at your camera when we go through it next time. Then split jumps again, or maximum height. 3, 2, 1, go. Think about what that would mean for you in a race. If you do a tiny little hop, if you fall off the block into the water, everyone else is going to beat you to 5 meters. So you've got to push as hard as you can. The only reason you won't be doing that is if you're squatting instead, because you feel uncomfortable with impact. Doing a little baby jump is not a substitute for good jumps. The only way to sub it is to just go with squats. So you're still going to make your muscles strong. So if you don't feel like you're up to doing really big jumps, do split squats instead. That's halfway through, so swap over now. And then make sure your feet are really close to each other. So it's not like star jumps. You want them to be quite close. Think about how small a block is. Okay, 15 seconds. Okay, 3, 2, 1, relax, good. So halfway through round the first half, no, second half. Start off with inverted row. So I'm going to keep an eye on some of you because I'm getting messages. But I think this is going to be really, really, really important if you want to try and stay injury free when you get back in the water. 3, 2, 1, go. So most of you have done wall sits. If you're not sure, you'll know how hard your legs have to work during those. Lie your towel out flat on the floor. Let's see. Set yourself up and imagine you're trying to pull it towards you. So most of you have done this with a band, but if the band's really light, it just sort of bounces up and down. But because that's stiff, you have to work super hard to get it to work. Finn, you probably don't feel it because you're going mega fast. That's like really, you're like trying to fly. If you go slow, hold it wide, keep your hands still, hold it there, and lead your elbows. So you're trying to get your elbows to come towards the ceiling, not your wrists. Okay, so pull. Yeah, that's a bit better. And then keep it slow and controlled. 5 seconds left. Okay, 3, 2, 1, stop. Good. Look, much more consistent across the board there, guys. Okay. Spider-Man press up. 3, 2, 1, go. Cara, don't stop. I'll message you again. Okay, if you can't do these, do dead bugs for now. Bit of extra core work if you've been like properly injured. Oh, wait a minute. No, that's perfect. That is like the ultimate alternative. That's much more alternative than kneeling. Definitely do. Some of you look at the camera, some of the other people are doing it. You can do squat jumps instead of split jumps. It depends on how you're landing. So if you don't mind doing 2 on each side, when we get to them next, I'll see if there's something I can help coach you with. Because if it's technical, we can improve it. If it still hurts, then you can just do your squat jumps. Not an issue at all. It's a really good question. So switch over if you've only done one side. Most of you have been swapping in between. Like, and what tells us that you're doing a really good job here is like how much time you spend thinking about your setup. Okay, 3, 2, 1, relax. Right, then you're into split jumps. Who am I watching? I need to find it. So split jumps in 3, 2, 1, go. Hannah, I can't find you. Where have you gone? Right, yeah. So Hannah, do one more on each side, if that's all right. So actually, Hannah, when you land, you want to bring your feet side by side again. So you actually land the same way as you do during a normal squat jump. Try that. Is that better? Okay, good. Okay, halfway through now, so swap over if you haven't already. Some of you are going to start getting really tired here, so this might be the point where you want to just do the squats. You've done all the hard explosive work, so now you're just going to build up your muscle strength. And always remember, try and get your hips below your knees, even if you have to take rest in between. So it's much better if you only do 3 squats like this all the way down than if you just spend the rest of the minute just kind of bobbing up and down. A couple of seconds left. Can you do normal press ups instead of Spider-Man ones? Depends on why you want to. If you mess with me, why do you want to do Spider-Man normals instead of Spider-Mans? 3, 2, 1, relax. Because we do a lot of push-ups and then every other day, it's quite good just to give your shoulders a bit of variety. You could do incline because that's an alternative anyway. Anyway, back to the beginning. Show of hands, use the emoji if you want. Who's finding the back exercise a bit easier now? Like who thinks it makes more sense? Because if it makes sense, then if you feel your back working, then I don't have to keep rambling. No, I'll keep coaching. 3, 2, 1, go. So back into inverted rows. Like I said, if the bands are too easy, then try the towel. Or what else can you do? So, for example, Serena, if you wanted to, you could cross the bands over. So put the right hand band in your left. Yep. So that just adds the resistance a little tiny bit. So do it the exact. Oh no, sorry. So swap the bands over. Like yeah, and then pull that way and see if that's harder. If it's not, wrap it around your knuckles. So just wrap it around your hand a little bit. Yep. No, you actually want to grab a couple of bands. Good. If it's still too easy, hold. So just come up, hold for like 10, 15 seconds. We've got 20 seconds left. And then pull with your elbows. So Serena, if you look at me, it's the difference between straight arm and pulling your elbows back. Just give that a shot. Yep, there you go. And just try and stay there for like 10 seconds, then we're done. Hold it, hold it, hold it. 5 seconds, 2, 1, relax. Cool. Did you feel that a bit more? Yep, excellent. Right. Spider-Man push-ups in 3, 2, 1, go. Let's see. Justin, trying to find you on the camera. Do you want to do normal because you don't like Spider-Mans or because you don't think they make sense? Again, it doesn't matter if you. It doesn't matter if you're not working because you're learning, and learning is far more important at your age. Spider-Man push-ups, probably incline. So have your hands up on the sofa. But remember, we need to do Spider-Mans just to give your shoulders a bit of a rest. So inclines are these ones, Jess, if you have a look. Me, watch me. So there's normal ones. You just have your hands up higher than your feet. That makes sense? Cool. Good question, though. Okay, 20 seconds. Swap over if you haven't. Looking solid there, Savannah. Remember, guys, if you're starting to get tired, just lie flat on the floor and push up from there. Okay, see you later, Ruby. Enjoy your school thing. Karen and Violet are crushing it there. There we go, done. Into split jumps. So remember, now if you're really starting to feel it in your knees and ankles, now's the time to just do split squats. If you're doing the jumps, remember, you take off with your feet split, land with them side by side like a normal jump. 3, 2, 1, off you go. Other option, do way less of them and just focus on jumping mega high. So you could probably do like one jump every 10 seconds and just rehearse those cues in your head. Like take your marks. Okay, good form, Finn. But Finn, you want to jump high. So like look at the ceiling and try and get your head to touch it. And focus on that instead of the floor. See if it helps. Okay, nice, Sophia. Good, Wolfgang. Wolfgang, try and squat a little bit lower if you can. So just get your hips below, excuse me, below your knees. Yeah, there you go.
Okay.
No worries. Dylan, is your camera in slow motion? Because you genuinely floated for a second there. Go on, man. You got this. 15 seconds left. Remember, even if the split starts to feel a bit weird, you can just go into normal squats. Isla, great little jump that. Well done. Laura, very, very good split squats. Knee touching the ground and everything. Relax. There we go. So that's part 1 done. Now we've got a bit of core challenge. Grab a drink if you need it. Right, no, take one anyway. Couple of exercises, but we're not taking rest in between. So we're literally going to go from one into the other one. Love the glasses, Isla, as always. Right, so you've got a figure of 8 into a jackknife. I'll remind you as we go. It's going to be a bit of chaos, but we learn more from chaos, so I don't mind. So a figure of 8 is similar to what we did yesterday with the leg lowers. You're just going to draw an 8 with your feet. Your hands below your back. Draw number 8. As soon as we get to the end of the minute, we're going to go into jackknife. So you're going to go from here, up and down. So it's like a combination between a leg raise and a crunch. And then I'll tell you the next 2 when we get there, because you know that long plank is the opposite of planche plank. So planche, you know, when you like sit forward a bit, long plank is just having your hands a little bit further forward. So it works more in your lats. And then spider tap, you all know. So remember, there's no break in between rounds here. You get a rest at the end of the 4 minutes. It's going to take a lot of concentration, but you can rest if you need to. If you feel like you're sore, you're starting to really get tired and you're not sure what's going on, just stop and I'll still be able to coach, okay? Main thing here is just for you to challenge yourself, try and work through discomfort and come out the other side smiling, all right? So start off with your figure of 8s. Remember, you're just on the floor, just drawing a number 8 with your feet. And then whenever you want, just switch and try and do it the other way. Ready? 3, 2, 1, go. Serena, remind me at the end, I'll answer that question because it's really good. I want to give it the time and attention it deserves. Okay. Hey, Robin. So nice and slow. Same as always, the slower you go, the more you're going to feel it. And this is where I'm going to find out how many of you know what a number 8 looks like. Oh, yeah, on its side, like an infinity sign rather than a figure of 8. So rather than it being like top to bottom, do it side to side. Okay, remember what we said yesterday, if your hip's clicking, you're not feeling comfortable with it, just don't go so low. Good number 8, Claudia, nice. Now you want to make it more challenging, go a bit wider. So make it like a long 8 and slow it down. But ideally, you're going to feel this in your sides and your abs. So it's a win-win. The closer you get your feet to the ground, the harder it's going to be. Relax. So you go straight into jackknife, no break. So stop there. This is the top of it. So jackknife, right in. Leopold's got it. Nice. No stopping, guys. Unless you really, really need to. But it's better if you stop before the end of the exercise. So you start the next one on time. So almost at the bottom of a hollow hold. And then up to the top. Back down. Your back stays straight. Your feet stay off the floor. I would take little rests in between. The next one is long plank. So remember, stop before the end of the exercise. We've got 10 seconds left. So if you feel that you need to stop, do it now. And then we'll all start together. So get ready to start on your long plank now. So straight over, press up plank position. Just try and have your hands a bit further forward than your shoulders. So again, if you're looking at my camera, there's your normal. Long plank is this. So you don't have to go quite that far forward. Yes, you can. So remember, hips and shoulders, if that hurts, do a hollow hold. So just lie on your back. So here's your wrist and shoulder alternative. On your back. Hold in that position there. So your feet are off the floor just a little bit. Reach your toes forward. And then into spider taps. So single arm and leg dead bugs is your alternative. But remember, from here, just switching over. Remember, if it hurts your knees and your wrists and shoulder, on your back, single arm and leg dead bug. Oh, someone's off mute. Chuck it back on. But this is not supposed to be easy at all. I'm really impressed with this. Most of you are still going. But equally, I'm actually equally impressed by those of you that are stopping for little bits of break, because no one's done it with bad technique yet. That's a really hard part of the culture to try and shift. So make sure your hips don't swing side to side. So Finn, you want to try and touch, as you're touching, try not to rock your hips side to side as well. You want to keep them flat and just reach your knee across. A bit more lift. Yeah, perfect. Nice one. A few more seconds. 2, 1, relax. Wow, that was fun. So a bit of break. Get to do it all again. One more time through. Means we finish quick as well because there's no rest in between. Everyone ready? Robin, is your cat going to join in? It should do. Right. Back to figure of 8. So remember, it's side to side. So you want to make it harder. Go really slow. Like that. 3, 2, 1, go. And the closer your feet go to the floor, the more challenging it's going to be. You pretty much want to keep your feet low to the floor the whole time. If they're up in the air, you're not going to feel anything. Some of you are way too strong for that. So I'd say, actually, Serena, like just as an example, actually, most of you, you want to keep your feet below your couch. So the part of the couch, the cushion part of your couch that you sit on, try if you can, keep your feet below that. Look at the sofa part and just do a nice low, wide. And then go wide as well. So rather than doing a little mini one, go long. Nice straight legs. Oh, that's changed a lot of your faces, believe me. Be better, Isabel. Try and do 2 or 3 of these at a time. If you want to get strong, you have to practice the exercise. So just do a couple of them, have 10 seconds off. If you do leg raises, you'll just get good at leg raises. 3, 2, 1, stop, straight into jackknife. So while you're on your back, go right into jackknife. Nice one, Alice. Brilliant transition. Very, very good. But it's super important that you don't have that break in between, because that's what makes it more challenging. Good rhythm, they're going there. Finn, good rhythm, Pranas. Oh, a lot of the boys are in really good rhythm there. Girls have just caught up on balance. I mean, there's more girls than boys anyway. Remember, if it hurts your legs, you're just going to do hollow. If it hurts your hips, sorry, you're just going to do hollow hold. So that's where you're on your back. Lift your feet just up off the floor. And imagine you're trying to touch your toes. Next one is long plank. So get ready, start transitioning, long plank position, which if that's too tough, you can go normal plank. Or if you're avoiding wrist pain, you do dead bugs. You can always switch if you need to. So start with your long plank. Remember, no rest, guys. Just have your hands slightly forward of your shoulders. I wouldn't recommend this today, but your ultimate goal is to be like here. So if you look at how far forward my hands are, it makes it really tough for your core, but also for your shoulders. But try and build up gradually now. It's much better if you just go 10 seconds on, maybe 5-10 seconds off. Just try to do something different. I think what's really going to help you get ready for being back in the water is variety, but planned variety. So you're not just making it up every day. Couple of seconds left, then we're going into spider taps. So get ready and spider tap. So straight from your long plank, hands back towards you. Now remember, if you want, you could be using your foam roller on your back to make sure your hips don't rise up, or rock side to side, especially if you're tired from doing all the other core stuff. Kira, I know you're working hard, but the glasses definitely make it look you're finding it easy. If you're wearing sunglasses while you're doing this, like, yeah, I could do more. And what? Or take the breaks as and when you need to. There's not many of you that have done it with bad technique yet, and I'm super proud of that. Because it means you all know what you're doing. Looking strong there, Yash. Nice. Good work, girls. Well done, Dari. 6 seconds. And stop. Okay, who's ready for one more round? You got it? You ready, Sophie? You look ready. Okay, good. Right, let's get it done then. Then we can finish up. Figure of 8. Just before we go, if you look at where my couch is there, the goal is that my feet don't come up any higher than this. If my feet are up here, it's a bit too relaxed. Keep it low. All right. 3, 2, 1, go. Oh, keep it slow as well. Low and slow. If you have to take a break, maybe just do like 3 figure of 8s one direction, drop your feet, have a breather, then do 3 more, but go backwards. So control it, Yash, a little slower than that. That's it. And remember, it's a number 8. So don't just like loop your legs. You want to try and drop in between as well. Okay, nice one, Russell. Catch you later. Remember, drop me a message, mate, if you want to go over anything extra. Okay, 20 seconds. Feet nice and low. There you go. Kira still looks so chilled. Those glasses keep popping up. Looks so casual. 8 seconds. Nice straight legs if you can, unless it hurts your hips. 3, 2, 1. Straight into jackknives. So no stopping if you can. To come up, remember, go all the way down. So it's better that you do less of them. But if you're kind of like up here and just kind of doing this, slow it down. Little tip, the harder you pull your legs, the quicker you pull your legs, the quicker you'll sit up. Okay. Nice one, Daisy. Catch you later. And then use your arms if you really have to. Best case, fingers forward like a zombie. Just keep them here. Come on, another 20 seconds there, guys. Then you're into long plank. 15 seconds. You all know the end is close because you're smashing this round. Okay. Get ready. So you're now going into long plank. To roll over onto your front. Hands forward. Sana, that's a perfect example. Remember as well, if you want to make it a bit easier, spread your feet. So instead of having your feet side by side like this, just have your feet a little bit wider. So then you can concentrate on that almost that streamlined strength. Works all these muscles here around your shoulder, makes your core a lot stronger too. And actually building that strength around your shoulders and your hands are far away from your body is going to help, almost help improve your feel for the water in those positions too. So you got another 20 seconds, then you're going into spider taps. This is incredible. Remember, spread your feet. So you'll find it easier straight away if you keep your feet separate. Ready, and spider tap. Straight in if you can. Ophelia, that's so good. That's probably one of my favorite long planks I've seen today. Good job. Okay, spider taps. Robin finds them too easy, but we've chatted about that. That's cool. Good swap. Serena's going for the cushion for stability. Great shout. Okay, good Savannah. Laura, love the tempo. Good work. Charles doing a great job there. Emily, fantastic work. Remember, guys, to try and keep your hips facing the floor. So if you had a camera in your hips and you were filming the ground, you want to make sure that you're not just tipping side to side. Almost there now. Last 15 seconds. Finish strong. Keep your hips flat. Keep it going, Dari. Looks really solid. And stop. Wow, okay. Good. Who found that harder than normal? Put like a yes or no in the chat. If you have to shoot off for dinner and stuff, then shoot off. Who found it harder? Who found it easier? Just so I get an idea. Yeah, everyone found it harder. Okay, cool. So it's a bit tougher mentally. Sort of. Some of you are just that strong. You found it harder. Yeah, losing that rest. I know we don't rest very long, but think about the really hard bits of your training. And your coaches are trying to get you just to smile and keep pushing through it. That's what we're trying to work on here. So when you get back in the water, it hurts a little bit less. But really proud of all the effort you guys put in there today. So shoot off, get your drinks, take drinks, go and have your dinner. Message me after if you have to. Stick around for the cool down. We'll do it as a group. If you've got any questions, you can drop them in the chat there. Someone had a question about why Spider-Man's something. Serena, remind me.